Okay, today we're going to look at using dollars and cents in transactions to make change as part of our next money video. So today we're going to look at something called a simple transaction. Now you might have heard those words before, and a simple transaction just means that you're buying something with the use of money. So in our videos that we watched before, we looked at how we need to make sure we have enough money to add up to a certain amount to pay for things, and we looked at making sure we had the right dollars and the right cents to add up to something. So now we're going to look at what happens when we have more than enough money to pay for something and we get something back called change. So change is just the money that you get back from the person at the shop, or you receive back if you've paid over the amount or the cost of an item. So if I went to the tuck shop and I wanted to buy this apple, which costs $1.20, and I paid with a $2 coin, that's more than the amount of the apple. So the lady at the tuck shop would have to give me some change back. Alright, so today we're going to pretend that we are working at the tuck shop and that we're in charge, and we have to figure out what the amount of change is that we need to give to people who are coming to buy things for their lunch. So when we are figuring out change, there's three things that we need to know to sort it out. The first thing that we need to know is the cost of an item. So how much does something cost that we want to buy? We also need to know the money that we use to pay for it. So if we're buying something, what money are we using when we are purchasing it? Because that's going to then tell us the change that we need to give or we need to get at the tuck shop. So one way of figuring how much change we will get is by looking at the cost of an item and then counting forwards, just like this green arrow, to the money that we used to pay for it. So how much did the item cost and what money did we use to pay for it? And if we can find the difference in the middle between those two, that's when we find out how much change we will get. Alright, so let's have a look at this first problem. I'm going to pretend that we're going to the tuck shop and we want to buy this lollipop for 20 cents. So here we can see the cost of the item is going to be 20 cents. That's how much that lollipop costs. And yes, we could get out a 20-cent coin and take that to the tuck shop, but what happens if you looked inside your pocket and, hey, you actually don't have a 20-cent coin? But you keep digging a little bit deeper and you find inside your pocket that you actually have a 50-cent coin. Now 50 cents is more than 20 cents, so that means you can still pay for that lollipop, but you just don't have the exact amount. So the cost of the lollipop, or the cost of the item, is 20 cents, and the money that we're going to use to pay for it is 50 cents. How do we figure out then the change needed, or the change that we should receive from the tuck shop? Well, remember, one way we can figure it out is by counting forwards. So the cost of the item was 10 cents and the money we've used to pay for it is 50 cents. We need to find the difference between these two amounts, and that will equal our change. So in between 10 cents and 50 cents, there's a fair bit of money. We've got 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, and right there we're jumping up in 10 cents. So we need to figure out what is the difference between the cost of an item and all the way up to the money that we use to pay for it, because this difference in between is how much our change is. So if I count forward, I will from 10 cents to 20 cents, and I do this little jump, that's 10 cents. If I keep jumping forward, that's another 10 cents. And I jump forward to 40 cents, and that's another 10 cents. I'm pretty close, but I'm not quite there yet. I jump another 10 cents to 50 cents. If I add up all these amounts, 10 cents here, 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 and here, that's going to tell me the difference between the cost of the item and the money I used to pay for it, and that's going to be my change. So I wonder if you can tell me, how much change would I get if I added 10, 10, 10, and 10? That's right. Between 10 cents over here, the cost of the item, and the money I used to pay for it, there is 40 cents difference. And that means that when I hand over my 50-cent coin to the lady at the tuck shop, and I'm just buying my lollipop for 10 cents, she should give me 40 cents back. That is 40 cents change. Alright, let's try another one. This time, the cost of our item, we're going to be buying a delicious orange icy pole. Our icy pole costs $1.30, and the money that we're going to use to pay for it is a $2 coin. Now, $2 is more than $1.30, so that means I'm going to get some change back, and I need to figure out the change needed. Remember, we count forward from how much the item is to the money we paid with, and the difference in between these two will tell us how much change we should get back. Okay, so have a little bit of a look at this number line. This line's going to help us to count up to how much money and how much change we should get back. So we're going to count forward. The easiest way to do it is to make sure you're counting forward in even amounts. So I like to count forward in 10 cents. And you can see along the bottom there that I'm going up in 10-cent lots. So let's start. At the cost of our ice block, I'm going to go 10 cents up to $1.40, another 10 cents to $1.50, another 10 cents to $1.60, another 10 cents to $1.70, another 10 cents to $1.80, another 10 cents to $1.90, and I'm pretty close. I know that I add another 10 cents, I'm going to be at $2. So, having a look in there, I wonder how much that all was. Were you keeping track as we went? There's 10 cents in here. Then we jumped another 10 cents, another one. Keep going. We went up in even amounts every time. We just added 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 until we got to $2. So let's see. Wonder if you can count them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70 here. We added 70 cents all the way up from how much the ice block was to the money that we paid for. So the change that we should get, it's just the amount that we went up in, which was 70 cents. Alright, let's try one more. Now we're getting up to a bit more money. We're going to buy a packet of chips at the tuck shop, and the chips are going to cost $2.20. Yum, love salt and vinegar. They're one of my favourite flavours. And I'm pretty lucky today because in my pocket I've got a $5 note. So the $5 note's more than these $2.20 chips. So I know I can buy them. I've got more than enough money, but I need to figure out what is going to be my change. Once again, remember, we add up from the price of the item all the way up to the money we are paying with, and in between is the amount that is going to be our change. Alright, so again, I'm going to count up in even amounts, and this time, instead of counting up in 10-cent pieces or 10-cent coins like I did last time, because we're at $2.20 and then $5, it would take a fair while if we counted that all up in our head in tens. So instead, this time I'm going to count up in $1 because I know that $5 is a lot more than just $1 more than $2.20. So I'm going to count up in dollars this time. So let's give it a go. We will go from $2.20 to $3.20, so that's $1. Then we're going to jump again to $4.20, which is another $1. So far we're on $2. Now, if I jumped a whole nother $1, I would end up at $5.20, and that would be too much. I just want to go to the $5. So have a think. If I'm on $4.20 so far, I'm here, and I want to get to $5, how much more sense would it be, this jump? I'll count up 30 cents, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $5. I'll make my jump. That was 80 cents from $4.20 to $5. So now I can look at the parts that I've counted forwards in the middle. $1 here, $1 here, and 80 cents here. Let's add that together. $1 plus another $1 plus 80 cents. You have a think about how much it might cost. I wonder if you know. There's a difference of $2.80 in between the chips and the $5 note. So that means that our change is $2.80. Well, that's pretty cool, because I tell you what, if you had $2.80, that means you could buy a second packet of chips with that $5 note. Alright, great job so far, but before we go, I want to also show you that we can calculate how much change we need also by counting backwards. So last time we were counting forwards that way, but now we're going to count backwards. So we're going to look at the money we use to pay for it and count back to the cost of an item. And just like before, the difference in between these two, where this arrow is going to be our change. So let's try this one. I'm going to the tuck shop again at first break, and I really feel like this cookie, so I want to get it, and it costs 40 cents. I look inside my pocket, and I'm lucky today because I've got a $1 coin. I can buy that cookie, and I've got more than enough, so I need some change. Remember, this time we are going to count backwards from the amount that we're paying with, the $1 coin, back to the cost of the item, which is 40 cents. So, remembering we're counting backwards, I'm going to choose an even amount again that I can count back in pretty easily, and a good one to always go off is 10 cents. So I'm going to remember that $1 up this end is the same as 100 cents. So I need to count back from 100 to 40 and find out what the difference is in between, because that's going to tell me how much my change is. So let's give it a go. I'm going to go back 10 and I'd be on 90. Another 10, 80. Oh, might have to make my gaps a bit smaller. 70, 60 cents. I'm getting closer back towards it. I'm now at 50 cents. And I go back another 10 and I'm at that 40 cents that the cookie costs. So I did a few steps back there, in 10 cents. Remember, I just kept it in an even amount and the same amount the whole time. Let's add it up. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I jumped and counted backwards 60 cents. So that tells me that the change I would get if I bought a cookie that cost 40 cents and paid with a dollar coin would be 60 cents. Alright, last one for the day today. And this is a good one because have a go at this. We've got a $10 note today, which is awesome. And we're going to buy this delicious looking meat pie, which costs $3.20. Now there's quite a difference between those two amounts, so we might get a bit of change. Alright, remember we need to choose an even amount that's easy to count back in to figure out the change required. So just like last time, I'm going to go back in dollars first until I get close to this amount, and then I will figure out how much cents is left. So if I start at $10 and I jump back $1 here, I'd be at 9. Another $1, 8. If I count another $1 back, I'd be at $7. If I count another $1 back, I'd be at $6. Count another $1 back, I'd be at 5. And another $1 back, I'd be at $4. And I'm going to stop there because I know I'm close to this $3.20. So I could add up my dollars now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6. And now I need to figure out the cents. So what's the difference between this $4 and the $3.20? We just count back. $3.90, $3.80, $3.70, $3.60, $3.50, $3.40, $3.30, $3.20. That was another 80 cents. So all the change that I would receive would be adding up these dollars and the 80 cents difference between $4 and $3.20, which will give me change of $6. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the cents between $4 and $3.20 is 80 cents. So my change altogether will be $6.80. Alright, now we're going to go give it a bit more of a practice with those activities. Well done today. You did a super duper job. Give yourself a thumbs up and a silent cheer. Woohoo! Well done.